The old house on Blackwood Lane had a reputation. Locals whispered tales of strange occurrences, of flickering lights and mournful cries, all attributed to the house's former resident, a recluse named Silas Blackwood, who had vanished without a trace a century ago. Sarah, a young historian researching local lore, dismissed the stories as folklore, until she decided to spend a night in the house to experience it firsthand. Armed with a flashlight and a healthy dose of skepticism, she unlocked the creaking front door and stepped inside. The air inside was thick, heavy with the scent of dust and decay. Moonlight filtered through grimy windows, casting long, dancing shadows that played tricks on her eyes. She moved cautiously through the dimly lit rooms, the silence broken only by the rustling of unseen things and the echoing thud of her own footsteps. In the parlor, she found a dusty, leather-bound journal, its pages filled with Silas Blackwood's spidery handwriting. As she delved into the journal, a chilling narrative unfolded. Silas had been obsessed with the occult, dabbling in forbidden knowledge and summoning dark entities. He wrote of a ritual, a summoning gone wrong, and of a presence that had taken hold of the house. Sarah felt a shiver crawl down her spine as she read the final entry, a frantic scrawl. It grows stronger, can feel its hunger. It wants a host. Suddenly, the temperature in the room plummeted. The floorboards beneath her feet began to groan and tremble. The shadows seemed to deepen, twisting into grotesque shapes. Sarah frantically closed the journal, her heart pounding in her chest. She fumbled for the flashlight, its beam dancing wildly as she tried to find her way back to the front door. But the house seemed to have a will of its own. Doors slammed shut, hallways twisted into confusing mazes, and the sounds of Silas's journal echoed in her ears, amplified by the oppressive darkness. She stumbled into what appeared to be a library, the shelves lined with ancient, leather-bound books. A large, ornate mirror hung on one wall, its surface clouded with dust. As she reached for the light switch, a cold, spectral hand touched her shoulder. She spun around, her flashlight beam catching the image of a spectral figure in the mirror. A gaunt, shadowy man with hollow eyes and a chilling smile. Silas Blackwood. He reached out, his spectral hand phasing through the glass, and beckoned her closer. Sarah screamed, dropping the flashlight. In the sudden darkness, she could hear his raspy voice whispering in her ear, promising forbidden knowledge, power beyond her wildest dreams. But she also heard the echo of his terror, the desperate plea for release from whatever had taken hold of him. She scrambled backward, her hands pushing against the cold, clammy surface of the mirror. The room began to spin. The spectral Silas lunged forward, his form becoming more solid, more menacing. Sarah closed her eyes, bracing herself for the inevitable. But instead of pain, she felt a surge of energy, a powerful force pushing her forward. She opened her eyes and found herself back in the parlor, the flashlight still clutched in her hand. The room was silent, the dust motes dancing in the moonlight. The spectral figure was gone. She picked up the journal, its pages now shimmering with a strange, ethereal light. She flipped to the last entry, but the words had changed. They were no longer a desperate plea, but a chilling pronouncement. The ritual is complete. I am free. Sarah realized with a sickening certainty that she had not escaped Silas Blackwood, but had become part of his ritual.